Yes, you are.
Are we live? Hey guys! Woo! We're at the Cybex booth with Carlton. Just kidding, it's Terrell. That's his real name. If you think he looks like Carlton, raise your hand. And if you know what I'm talking about, tell me what you think I'm talking about, okay? If you grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. We are at the Cybex booth at the ABC Expo in Vegas, and I'm very excited with my friend. And we're going to talk about car seats from Cybex. So he's going to give us a tour of the newest car seat to hit the market for Cybex. I have to look at the sign to remember. It's the Aton M, not to be confused with the Aton Q. They do this to us. They make the names similar, but I want you to know Aton M is the newest one. All right, so Terrell, take it away.
So this is our newest car seat, the Aton M. This one will still hold a little one, 35 pounds, start at 4. And it's nice with a little kid, little one. We actually have a really nice infant insert that gives more padding to help support their back, to help aid with breathing and digestion. Up here in the head support area, we're doing a structured head support, and we have a EPS line seat for energy management. Plus, our linear side impact protection is also added to the seats.
Oh, that's like a wing now.
Oh,
that's different. It used to be like a block.
Just a pull-out arm, like on our Cloud Q and Aton.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
So this one, we're going to move forward with this.
What's the point of this?
This is going to redirect crash forces around the back of the car seat rather than directly through.
Okay, so this basically is like up against your car door.
Yeah, your door is right here. That's the side you're going to flip out. There's one of these on both sides of the car seat.
Perfect.
While you're out and about, outside, and it's sunny, you have a nice, really long, extra large canopy now. That's still UV 50 rated, so it'll block heat regardless of the color. Hideaway, so it stays off the baby's head. As the baby gets taller, you can adjust the seat. There's 11 positions. There's a pull tab back here. It gets up really tall.
Now, can we talk about this for a second? Because I feel like people underestimate the value of the no retread harness. People, tell me if I'm right. Is a no retread harness like a must? I had car seats, infant seats that did not have this, and I hated them. I hated them. I want to know, show of hands, or tell me in the comments if you think a no retread harness is important, because really, when you've got two car seats that you're having to adjust for your baby's heights, like being able to just pull, it's like the best thing ever. Do you agree?
I totally agree.
For me, it's kind of like, this is what I tell all of my students in class. It's like, if you go for one feature, since most car seats, they have basic safety standards that they have to meet to go to market, but there's certain aspects of infant car seats that I feel like are deal breakers, and this is one of them. So I'm sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to point out how amazing that is. And it sounds like I'm from Canada, but I'm not. I just wanted to make fun of myself. Go ahead.
Next would be our base, but before we get to that, just briefly touch on it, because we'll talk about it in other car seats. The Aton M will be updated with the sensor safe technology. So it alerts the parents if the kid's in any type of unsafe condition, if they unbuckle their chest clip, if the temperature's too hot, too cold, if they've been buckled in the car seat for too long of a period of time. And whenever the parent gets to their destination, it gives them a friendly reminder that their kid is just still in the vehicle.
All right, so you guys, we need to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because the Sensor Safe 2.0 technology is something that I've become very familiar with, and I really do feel like it's a game changer. This is for, I would feel like any parent who's always worried that they're forgetting something. I feel like this is a really great piece to have in your wheelhouse. So basically this clip connects with an app on your phone, so that if the clip is undone, like let's say that your kid, probably not at this age, probably more in the convertible car seat or the all-in-one, that they can undo it on their own, then it will notify you. Or if your car is too hot or too cold where your baby is sitting, then you'll also be notified of that. But especially if you were to leave your vehicle and go further than, I believe, 20 feet away, 30 feet away, you get a message, a notification on your phone. Your family members that also are synced up with the seat get a message on their phone. And it's like a whole domino effect of notifications to make sure that people know there's a baby that's been left in the car. Or in our case, two babies, because that's how we roll. So I just wanted to point that out to you because it kind of seems like, oh, it's just a little clip, who cares? But it also makes a noise too. So direct from the
receiver
clip.
will chime, and you'll also get a notification on your phone. If the system ever thinks you left a kid in the vehicle, it waits about 10 seconds before it gives you that notification. And then you have an opportunity like, oh, I totally forgot, my bad, thanks. But if for whatever reason you did totally forget, after 4 minutes, it'll alert your emergency contacts.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I also like that it doesn't do it until you're 30 feet away, because like, what if you just get out of your car to pump gas?
Right. Well, if you do pump, once you turn off your car after that 10 seconds, as long as you press acknowledge on the app, you're good.
Okay.
So it doesn't require you to undo your touch. But yeah, let's say some people might leave their car on and just walk away, thinking they just need to go in somewhere to do something really quick. At that, if they break the Bluetooth signal, it'll automatically send the friends and family members that message. So
Okay. Sorry, you can't get away with that. You're not leaving that kid in there, even if it's just to grab some milk. Sorry, you gotta take them with. All right, I'm sorry, keep going.
So right over here we have our new base. It's called the Safe Lock base. We will feature the Anti-Rebound Bar, which comes into play in case of a floor and rear impact collision, reduces that rotation of the seat that can happen, and that is going to be in combination with our load leg. Now we have load legs on all of our car seats, but with this one specifically, we have redesigned it. So we have 3 segments now. This segment's about 8 inches, so if someone did want to put this car seat in the middle, this one should be allowed for the hump. That's in some vehicles. Also, whenever you have this installed correctly, there's a little pressure button on the bottom that will allow this to turn green. Whenever the load leg is being installed, you'll know you have it out all the way when that turns green as well. And then when you put the infant car seat on the base, this will go from red to green. So we did some really good updates on there. And then as far as installation goes, the safe lock portion of it, once you connect your latch clips, you pull this snug. All you have to do is push down on this arm, and it tightens it even more. It's really easy to install.
Oh, that's really easy.
There.
Now the anti-rebound bar section, it's this whole piece here. So this rests up against the seat of your car, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so that in an event of a crash, it's going to be like this and then this.
Right.
So it's absorbing here and then here.
Right. Helps keep the seat very stable. And we also have 4 locks on the seat. So whenever the car seat is on the base, it's very, very secure.
Now, you don't need to use the base if you don't want to, right? Like if you were going in a taxi, you can just use, is this a European belt path?
It is.
All right.
On all of our car seats. So all of our car seats, they're all crash tested to the American and the European standard. Nice with the European standard, with those crash tests, they actually do have to pass those tests with just a seatbelt. So all of the Cybex car seats will allow you to do the European belt path method. So you'll run the lap belt through the blue, whichever way your seatbelt's going, and then your shoulder belt goes around the back and through that clip right there.
That's so easy.
And in case anybody doesn't know, whenever you have a European belt path method, that actually mimics that same kind of protection you get with a load leg. It prevents the seat from changing angle.
Yeah, so I can't tell you how many times I see parents walking through the airport with the base on the car seat. Does anybody see that? Are you maybe one of them? I'm here to tell you, you don't need to do that. And it's okay if you did, but I'm just telling you now. I'm freeing you from having to use the base. Because really, your car's seatbelt is really all you need to make sure that your child is safe every time throughout any of their stages. You know, because people use the latch system, which, you know, latch is great, but latch maxes out at a certain weight. You have to check your car's manufacturer, your manual from your car to see what the weight limit is for your latch hooks, your anchors, because at a certain point, around 60 pounds, where it's your child plus the car seat weight, you can't use it. So for me, I recommend just starting with the seatbelt and going with it pretty much the whole way through your child's life cycle. That's my 2 cents, so I just want you guys to know that. Well, that's great. So the Aton M, when does this come out? How much is it? Where can it be found?
This is out right now. This is available through Amazon, Bye Bye Baby, other retailers that will carry our Gold Line products. This one with SensorSafe will retail for $349.99, and there are some right now, because it just got updated, that I believe are $299. I could be mistaken.
So some of them don't have the SensorSafe.
Correct.
Okay, so the SensorSafe is $349. Got it. All right. right, so now let's move on up. Moving on up to the Eternis, to the deluxe car seat in the sky. All right, so come on over here, Carlton.
Oh no, this is Mr. Sean's. This Eternis is
Sean's
that's
game.
his
Well,
baby.
it's nice knowing you.
He knows how to use that.
I love it. So the Eternis S. This is the first all-in-one from Cybex. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Like, who should I be talking to? With side in my eye.
I'll go over here.
This is my better side.
I'll be the
so
wingman.
Let's still have him in the shot, because you know.
Color miss.
That's how we roll.
It's like baseball, right? Yeah. I'll call the players. You do the back up.
So, tell us about the Eternis. Okay, so all-in-one. So it goes from a convertible seat, rear-facing, to forward-facing, to a high-back booster.
Correct.
All right.
We got 3 modes available. For rear facing, we go for 4 pounds, obviously with an infinite shift with it, up to 50 pounds, and we'll get how we get to 50 pounds, by the way, functionally, is usually the outgrow by height. We've got some unique features here. In forward facing, it's 22 pounds to 65 pounds for harness. That's pretty common. And then for booster mode, it's 33 pounds to 120 pounds. So it covers the full span of the growth of the child. So that's where we start. I want to show you a couple key features. We talked about rear facing, longer rear facing, how we get there. One of the unique features about this seat is it does have what's called an in-seat recline. So if you look at the headrest, sorry, I'll show you that picture in a minute. But as I bring it down, notice that the headrest actually tilts. That's to keep the head in proper position for open airway. But you also notice that the backrest actually kicks out to take up a lot of that space for the smaller child. Now this seat is quite deep, which is why we need to kick that back plate out to take up a lot of that space. But what's nice about this is because you're doing the in-seat recline, the person that's sitting in front of the seat also saves space because you don't need to recline the seat as much. So it's a two for one.
We love a twofer. Twiniversity. Twofer.
Twofer.
That's what we like.
It's a twofer. The second thing, though, is as the child gets older and grows up, you have all this deep space in the back that allows the distance. So when we're rear facing, now you have more leg room for the child. Better yet, as they get older, whether it's in harness mode or booster mode, number one complaint we get from parents is when the child falls asleep, they look uncomfortable, right? Well, that's a safety problem too, because this is not the best position to be during a crash. So we've added on top of that a pre-positioned tilted headrest, just like the plane when you put the little things on your neck. Their head goes back like this. They're comfortable. Mom and dad is happy. Oh, by the way, they happen to be much safer than when they had their chin to their chest. So that's a unique feature that we've added, not only the pre-position, but the in-seat recline. Now we did add an update to the sensor safe. If you've seen our Sorona M before and how sensor safe works, very similar. I'll get into some of the new nuances of the bot. But if you look at the chest clip, keep an eye here, and I'll bring this up so you can get the same shot. As I buckle the chest clip, if I know the battery is working, I get notification through here that the light's lit up, as well as my application. So sensor safe is a combination between the chest clip, what's called a vehicle receiver, which ships with it, which plugs into your car's OBD, and the software application. So with the application, there's a couple things it does. One, if I turn on my fake car in the back, you see the car's moving. I'll put this down here if that's easier for you. You see the, oh, let me go back to the home screen.
Technical difficulties.
You'll see the upper right-hand corner where it says moving. So the car's moving. I can stop at a light. I can continue driving. If I'm moving and the child decides to unbutton the chest clip, I get 2 notifications. I get one on the phone. There we go. And I get one in the vehicle. That tells me that Houdini has decided to pull the chest clip out and try to escape.
Man, they are just so sneaky.
We try to capture it. We make it easier for mom and dad to understand what's going on.
I appreciate it.
So that's part one. I can dismiss that one. The other one is if I'm going and I leave the child in the car, you'll get a notification. Now the key with this notification is you get one notification and then you get a notification every 4 minutes. The reason it's every 4 minutes is if I'm filling up with gas, if I'm taking stuff out of my trunk, I don't need to be reminded every minute that the child's still in the car. So we give you 4 minutes. However, if you leave the car area 30 feet to Bluetooth, that's a different situation. Then we go into critical mode. You notice on the application that calls out your location of where you are. You have 2 minutes to acknowledge it and address the situation, or if you have your emergency contact set up, all your emergency contact notification will be notified exactly where the child was left and that the child's still left in the vehicle.
That's so cool.
And we do that particularly because I might be someone who's neat. My wife gets a message, the kid's sitting next to her. I just happen to keep this buckle. Okay, there's a false alert. On the other hand, if my wife gets a notification and she can't get a hold of me, at least she can call the police or someone else and say, could you do a courtesy drive-by and make sure there's nobody in the shop. And oh, by the way, he's at this address, he drives this type of vehicle, this color, and this is where he last parked. So all the safety.
It's fantastic.
Oh wait, there's more.
Oh, God, I mean, you guys, I can't even keep up with all of this amazingness.
We always talk
I might
about
as well.
what's the safest seat. The safest seat is one installed correctly. How do we do that? We get it through information. Well, if you forgot your manual, if you select your model here, you go to manuals. I'm going to use some of them because we haven't set up. There's your full manual for your car seat. No problem. You have questions, we'll be updating this with videos shortly to ask, you know, how do I install with latch, how to install with vehicle seatbelt. It'll hyperlink to our video, time link to show you how to do that install. And last but not least, we have a placement section here for latch. I'll go ahead and select 2016 as example. I'll pick a Chevy. Now, if it's not on this list, not every car allows for center seat installation with latch. So if I go to model here, I notice it's not listed here. It tells you to go back to the vehicle owner manual, double check to make sure that you're installing it in the right spot, the right location.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for us, for twins, it's typically we've got to have one on either side.
Sure.
Sometimes you can do one in the middle and one on the left or the right, but
Depending on the
depending
seats.
if it is.
Correct.
So, but the best place is for it to be where it's going to be the safest install every time
Exactly.
for the parents. Now, I have another question because I had experience with the Sirona M with the sensor safe. Now, it doesn't work for certain cars that are older, correct?
Correct. So the compatibility is based on 2008 when they changed the software for all vehicles to be standard. Now, for the most part, I can tell you it works in my car, which is a 2006, because they changed it ahead of the standard. But for everybody that has a 2008 vehicle and newer, it's likely going to work because the way it's designed and the software is compatible.
So if you have a used Toyota Sienna 2006 like me, you might want to check before because it didn't work. But then again, I have an old bus, basically, is what I drive. But that's my own fault because I'm cheap. But you probably have a normal car, I'm guessing most of you.
There's nothing wrong with 2006. I own a
There's nothing
2006.
wrong.
I have a
I'm gonna run that
2007.
thing into
I
the
own a
ground.
2005. I mean, I feel like the,
Jeep, so there's nothing wrong
I
with
want to know
2006.
what year is your car. Tell me what year is your car. I want to know, and what make and model does it have. I'm just curious. Informal poll, right? We're just going to know right now. Let us know what you see a lot of, Laura. Do people drive a lot of minivans? I'm guessing probably. Anyway, this is so fantastic, and I just got to tell you, I'm sitting here and I'm putting my hands, or it's like memory foam. That's what it feels like. It feels like a Tempur-Pedic bed. Is the only thing I can kind of compare it to. It's so like lush and cozy. I kind of just want to curl up in this and take a nap. Like any child who's going to be in this is going to be really comfortable. So tell me about basics of it. You said 4-pound weight. How easy is it to clean? Does the cover come off? Washable? What's the story?
Excellent question. Yes, yes, and yes.
Okay.
So the cover does come off. I'll make the cup holder a little bit easier. You see how it just slips? And then there's a little guideline for it. Just slip it right off. It is machine washable, which is very nice.
Oh, that's nice. Drip dry.
Drip dry, as always. But, you know,
Drip
don't
dry,
leave it in the
people.
sun. The one thing I would suggest, though, when cleaning front loaders or softer than top loaders, to help the fabric last longer. The way they work is just gravity-based rather than agitation.
Okay, so I need to get a new washing machine.
That's
now.
up to you.
It's all right.
I'm
I'm
just
on
highlighting.
it. New washing machine.
new
done.
car, new
car,
washing
new
machine.
Would you like to be a sponsor for me, Sean? I'll take it. Maybe I should set up a GoFundMe.
Just some tips. That's not just for the car seat. That works for everything. Clothes, stuff, whatever.
I've been doing it all wrong, guys. Doing it all wrong.
No. Different.
What we got?
You do have side impact
I
protection.
want to show you that. I like that. It's fun.
They have two different positions. You have an outer position, a middle position, and a fully retracted position.
Oh, that's nice.
And again, if you're trying to fit more car seats in the car, it's nice to be able to push those in so you have more space.
Yeah, so when you're using these, once you buy this car seat, as you will, right? You're going to only need to do one on the side that is the door. Does that make sense? Yes? Absolutely.
Right? Why would you put it on the? Why would you open it up on that side that has
Why would you have it
air?
on that side? I don't know. Some people want to be like, I need them both open for safety. I don't know. That's something I would do, right? I'd be like, it's more safe. No,
Maybe they
just
have
the
a
one,
smart car.
because the whole point of this thing is that this would then hit the wall of the car or the door of the car before, and then kind of stop it more.
Correct. It helps reduce the impact forces by about 25%.
That's the official, yeah. For me, it hits the door fast. All right, well, a couple
And she's the wizard behind Twiniversity, everyone.
The passenger seat and stuff. You probably are too.
Yes, I am.
So, but this is nice. We have a couple on either side. All right, is there anything else we should know?
Recline positions, we have 6. They're listed on the side. I'll turn this around. Now we did notice that we separated the two. So the first 4 are for rear facing, the back 2 are for forward facing. So it's a little bit easier for consumers to see what's for rear and forward. There'll be a sticker down here that'll guide you on how to use that. On the back side, for when you're going forward facing, we've color coded the top tether red.
Top tether.
So top tether is always recommended, not necessarily required, but we do recommend it because it is a safer ride for the child when in collision.
I'm telling you to use it. When you're forward
Absolutely.
facing, use it. Okay? If you don't have a tether point, get one installed. You can have it retrofitted by your dealer.
Absolutely.
That's my
And
official
this-
stance.
And this does have a significant impact in traffic performance.
Yeah.
So always recommend it. Always recommend to have it. The storage down here will go with your user guide. Now the user guide will be quite big. We've tried to improve it. A lot more visuals, a lot more graphics to
Good.
help you with the installation.
Pictures are good. We like pictures.
We all love
We don't like
pictures.
reading if we don't have to.
And
Pictures are
then
good.
when you go
Again,
forward facing,
the wizard of Twiniversity.
The wizard doesn't like to read if I don't have to, right? I read enough.
we'll have videos too.
Oh my God, videos.
Videos are
I
great.
love videos. I like to watch sparkly things.
So when you go rear facing, you have up to 35 pounds for latch. Forward facing will be about 40 pounds. When you see 40 pounds, inside the seat, you'll notice they're coded here in red and there's one down here in blue. Those are your lock-offs. And the best way to describe that, it works very similar to the central front adjuster, where you can pull it one direction when it's threaded through, but you can't pull it the other direction.
Yes.
So that gives a very simple, intuitive design. All you need to do is just take the belt when you go through, put it at a 45 degree, and just slide it through, and it won't pull back the other direction.
All right. So price?
$379 is what we're looking for with sensor safe, and then without sensor safe, we'll have $349.
Okay. So if you think you're too good for sensor safe, go with the $349. But if you feel like maybe you might one day, need to know what's going on, this is the upgrade. So it's a $30 difference. I'm thinking $30, that's worth it for that upgrade.
We
Me
agree.
personally. Well, because also, like, I live in Chicago, right? It's freaking freezing in Chicago, okay? So this thing is going to tell me if, because typically I would put my kid in the seat, harness on, and put a blanket on top of that. So then this would be able to tell me if they're warm enough underneath that blanket. And if they're not warm enough, then I know that I need to do something. I need to up the heat in the car, or I need to put on more layers, whatever. So that's that too. And in the summer, it gets hot in Chicago too. But so, and sometimes it takes a while for the back of the van to get cooled off enough. So I really feel like that's worth the $30 in itself. So, but then with all the other features and the notifications and everything, this would give me good peace of mind. I mean, I have enough things that I have to worry about on a day-to-day basis that would just make me feel like, okay, I've got one more thing in my life under control because I have nothing else under control. Well, this is really great. Do you guys have anything else you want to show us? You good?
Not only Eternis, unless if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Call our call center or stuff.
All right, but before we
But
go,
we
you
are.
guys, we have a surprise for you guys. I don't know if you know, we're going to be giving away 2 car seats. Which ones? I don't know. That's a good question. Catherine! Should have decided on that before we started. Carlton, where's Catherine?
Sorry.
By the way, Carlton is not actually, that's not his name.
This is what happens when Nat's not here. Nat, where are you? Okay, hold on a sec. Catherine, anybody? All right.
Probably have to front that.
Well, we are going to give away 2 car seats, and it's either going to be, I think it's going to be the Aton M. I actually think we did discuss this.
I think we did,
I
but
think I just have a really bad memory. I don't know if you guys know this about me. If I don't write things down, they don't happen. Oh, he's back.
Aton M's.
2 Aton M's. So these are the infant car seats, okay? So if you are pregnant right now with twins, or you've got babies who are in their infant seats and you don't really like them too much and you're like, I could really go for 2 Aton M's, I need you to say in the comments, I love Cybex. And try to tag Cybex if you can. Use the @ and it's CYBEX. X. Okay, so make your comment. I love Cybex, and we are going to keep this open for about 24 hours. So tomorrow, me and Laura are going to pick somebody from Vegas, and we will announce it on our Facebook page, and then you will get your car seats in the mail straight to your doorstep. So who's excited? Yay, I want to see hearts, thumbs up, hearts. And where can they buy the Aton M and the Eternis if they want to get it now?
Right now we sell Aton M through Amazon, not local retail.
Local retail, like Bye Bye Baby?
Bye Bye Baby would be one of your local retailers and then your specialty shops.
Specialty shops, all right. So I would say go to cybex-online.com so you can find your closest retailer. I think that would probably be the best bet.
Absolutely. Easy way to find it.
You know, and it never hurts to go on Amazon. You might, pick up something else that you like, something enjoyable for yourself. Treat yourself. That's what I like to say. All right. Anything else, Laura? Do we have any questions?
We have lots and lots of hearts.
Lots of hearts, yay!
And
Well,
lots
come
of
on in.
I
Let's bring it
love
on in.
Cybex.
This is Terrell. He is
Not
really
actually
Carlton.
Carlton.
Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back for sure tomorrow, but we're going to be running around the show doing more videos today, so stay tuned.